Let's have a look at the data that you may be using for sales forecasting. So first of all, in most of the cases, you'll be using a lot of historical data. In this group, we'll have data from previous periods related to sales. In other words, sales value, prices, historical ones, quantity sold, also historical data on the prices and behavior of your competitor. But also we may have other data indirectly impacting sales from previous periods. So if you were a consumer-related product, then you would most likely track also the growth of your customer group. Is it increasing or decreasing? Now, apart from that, obviously, we need, in many cases, future data. And in this group, we will have first of all forecast of the things that can have an indirect impact on sales, like demographic data, GDP forecast, and anything on the behavior of the customers, as well as the product we are selling. In this group, we will also have data on contracts signed or offers placed, if such things are available and if you're working with B2B customers. Historical data and future data will be in most cases a very good starting point to estimate the demand. But as we said, in many cases, in order to be able to go from demand to sales, we actually have to take into account certain limitation on the supply side. So in other words, we need capacity data. In this group of data, we will have data on production or delivery limitation and the future changes. So if somebody is building new factory that will impact the number of products produced in our category, this sort of things we should know. In a very similar manner, we will look at the data on the supply chain limitations and the future changes, as well as infrastructure that we need in order to provide our services or produce our product. So in short, you start with historical data, but you also will take in many cases future data as well into account. And finally, once you want to get from the demand forecast to sales forecast, you should also look at the capacity data. So anything that may have impact on your ability to deliver the product, especially when it comes to delivering it to customer, and maybe other limitations on the infrastructure. Now, let's have a look at what kind of things you should take into account when preparing the sales forecast.